your cities fed your flame, while you curse my strength and praise my shame. I stayed in place, I bore the weight, kept the pillars from their fate. But what you see is sacrifice, it's just the fire I keep alive. You say I owe, you say I must, but you're living off my trust. Tell me now, what if I turn and let it all crash, let it all burn? What if I should drop the world you put on me? What if I run and let you face your gravity? You call me cold, you call me proud, but you don't build, you just shout loud. What if I stop? What if I'm done? What if I shrug and just move on? You wrote the rules I never read, then blame me for the blood you bled. I gave you bridges, gave you bread, you gave me guilt and called it dead. But I'm no god and I'm no slave, I won't die to make you brave. I don't owe you to stand tall, if you can't rise then let it fall. Your virtue leans on silent backs, you preach while walking polished tracks. But strength ain't sin and truth ain't soft, so what if I just shake it off? What if I shrug, drop the world you put on me? What if I run and let you face your gravity? You call me cold, you call me proud, but you don't build, you just shout loud. What if I stop? What if I'm done? What if I shrug and just move on? I won't bleed to keep you warm, won't wear your chains, won't fit your form. I'm not your hero, not your spine, I was never yours to define. What if I shrug, let the sky fall where it may? What if I run and watch your myths decay? You call it selfish, I call it sane, to leave your guilt and break the chain. What if I stop? What if I'm done? What if I shrug and you're the one? What if I shrug? What if I Ain't no snakes, ain't no apple trees, ain't no demon trying to tempt me. I don't take my kids to Sunday school, don't make them follow the preacher's rule. But I pray every night with my head held high. The man in the moon is the man in the sky. I've walked this world for so long, I know ain't no way you can hide from a reaper's shadow. I'm an Old Testament man, no holy book in my hand. The good Lord knows where I stand. I'm an Old Testament man. All I need is some firewood. All I need is a drink and a light and a star. You could be me if you only could, but the city ain't the place to see God. I'm an Old Testament man, no holy book in my hand. The good Lord knows where I stand. I'm an Old Testament man. I know it's hard to believe in me. I There's a mirror nailed to the old barn wall, cracked on the edge, doesn't show it all, but I check it every Sunday night when the tools are hung and the porch lights rise. Don't judge me, just reflects the years, the calloused hands, the silent dry tears, the lines I earned not just from age but from holding back things I couldn't say. That mirror don't lie, it don't bend the truth, shows the weight of a man just making it through. Ain't no filters, ain't no charm, just a work-worn face and a quiet heart. I ain't perfect, but I stand unarmed in the mirror hanging in the barn. It's seen me mad, seen me break, seen me pray when the bones would ache. It saw the day she walked away and how I cleaned the stall to hide the pain. It don't flatter, but it don't shame. It just shows a man who stayed the same, worked the land, kept his word, even when it all hurt. That mirror don't lie, it don't smooth the lines. It shows the cost of being kind, of standing up when no one sees, of raising kids and burying dreams. It ain't gold and it ain't charm, but it knows my name, that mirror in the barn. They say real men don't look back, but I think they're scared of what looks back. I don't run, I just stand still and face the man I'm working to build. That mirror don't lie, and neither do I. I may be tired, but I still try. There's dust on glass and truth in scars, but I thank God for who we are. Not every wound has to disarm. Some get healed in a mirror in the barn. Yeah, I ain't perfect, but I don't pretend. That mirror knows the man I became. She posts a prayer with her skin on display, a saint by caption, a siren by frame, quoted scripture while chasing the flame, and calls it power, I call it shame. Truth's too raw, so we filter the scene, add some virtue to keep it clean. Sell the soul in poetic lines, wrapped in lies that sound divine. 'Cause masks fit better than faces. It's easier to fake than to face it. The world loves charm and curated graces, but fears the truth in unfiltered places. So wear the pose and earn your praises, 'cause masks fit better than faces. He speaks of peace with a mouth of war, preaches kindness, slams the door, paints the pain he'll never feel. Calls it woke, I call it unreal. They like the light, but never the heat. Love the sound, but not the beat. They post, they pose, they hashtag deep, then scroll away and go back to sleep. 'Cause masks fit better than faces. It's easier to trend than to trace it. truth don't sell, it just disgraces. So smile wide in empty spaces, 'cause masks fit better than faces. Real don't rhyme, real don't glow, real ain't liked, real says no. So we perform, conform and blur, call the lie what we prefer. 'Cause masks fit better than faces. They don't break, they don't need braces. They hide the soul, they cut the chases, and keep the truth in shadowed places. So here we are with all our traces, pretending masks are better than faces. But I still wear mine just like you do. Only difference is I know it's true.
Ele não queria nada e o que vem depois, convite para uma balada e o que vem depois. Nem imaginava que veria uma gata, trocaria olhares com quem não quer nada. Ela vai para o bar, o que vem depois. Você vai atrás, o que vem depois. Um shot pra cada, aquela encarada. Ele está de quatro e ela apaixonada. E o que vem depois? 3 meses de namoro se passam. Fins de semana ela dorme lá em casa. Faço planos, mas eu não conto nada. O frio na barriga não para. A passagem já está comprada. O Natal vai ser em Piracicaba. O anel está escondido na mala. E uma conversa com o pai dela marcada. O que vem depois? Cresceu na igreja, o que vem depois? Ela vai pra cidade, focar no trabalho até largar tudo pra ficar com um cara. Ele cresceu na cidade, o que vem depois? Não tinha nada, o que vem depois? Focou no trabalho, não fazia mais nada. Até que um dia ele foi pra balada. E o que vem depois? De data marcada, numa fazenda no meio do nada. Ele de terno e gravata, e ela de véu e grinalda.
Handed me a script, said play your part. Told me guilt was written in my heart. But I don't wear the chains you forged in fear, and I won't carry what never lived here. I don't need a flag to feel the flame. Don't need your war to own my name. Your shame ain't mine, your ghost don't speak. I rise alone and I don't retreat. I'm uninherited, I choose my way. Don't bleed for lies you decorate. I walk on stone, not shifting sand, with callous feet and open hands. I won't inherit your regret. I'm not your puppet or your debt. I honor truth, not what's projected. I'm self-made and uninherited. You call it pride, I call
to break the cycle and release the scripted roles, the bitter scars. I build with soul, not secondhand parts. I learn from men who bled with grace, not those who mask with victims' face. I read the past, I won't pretend, but I define where the story ends. I'm uninherited, I forge my path. I won't drown in borrowed wrath. I build with stone, not rusted lines. I carry truth, not ancient crimes. I won't inherit fear or death. I plant new seeds I don't forget, but I walk free, not resurrected. I'm fireborn and uninherited. I break the chain, not out of hate, because I know what freedom takes. A man ain't made by DNA, he's made by what he dares to say. I'm uninherited, clean and loud, not ashamed, not lost, not bowed. I hold the past, but not its pain. I ride the storm, I stake my claim. I won't inherit what you project. I built my soul, I earned respect. So here I stand, undirected, alive on now, and uninherited. Your story's yours, I write my own. I'm uninherited and fully grown.
You say I'm stoned, that I don't bend, but I'm the reason it don't end. You walk on floors, I laid down clean. Call me cold, but I built the scene. You don't see weight, you see the form. You miss the fire, you feel the warmth. Behind the silence, behind the steel, is a man who bleeds and dares to feel. The man who builds, breaks, not from weakness, from what it takes to hold the roof, to brace the strain, to stand alone and take the blame. You mark the lines I carved in stone, but live inside what I made alone. The man who builds, breaks, but only when it's safe. I shape the frame while you rewrite and shift the blame. You call me harsh, say I suppress, but structure ain't the same as less. I don't demand, I just enforce. I don't control, I stay the course. And while you dance above the ground, I'm the reason it's still sound. The man who builds, breaks, in private, in the quiet ache. He won't be praised, won't be crowned, but when it falls, he's the one found. You laugh at what you never faced, but hide beneath what I embrace. The man who builds, breaks, but always holds the base. But I am fire. You call me hard, but I climb higher. You think my love should come soft-spoken, but real love builds, and real love's broken. The man who builds, breaks, so the world around him stays awake. He don't collapse, he just absorbs the rage, the storm, the weight. wasn't shaped for easy roads, no soft parade, no gilded thrones. I was forged in dirt, sweat and plans, not to be perfect, but to withstand. My father's hands taught me the weight of promises you'll never break. He said, don't chase what fades like sand. Be the stone that understands. I was built to withstand, not to be followed, but to stand. Not for applause or perfect lines, but to hold through storms and time. I don't shine, I don't expand. I hold the line, built to withstand. The world moves fast, loud and bright, but not all strength is found in light. Some things last when they stay still, like roots that hold the silent hill. I've seen men talk and kingdoms fall, while quiet hands rebuilt it all. I wasn't made to chase demand. I'm the kind you lean on when you can't. I was built to withstand, not to impress, but to command. Not to float, but to remain. When others run from wind and rain, I don't ask, I don't demand. I carry weight built to withstand. They won't write songs for men like me, but they'll walk paths I laid unseen. They'll never know who held the frame, but still I show and do the same. I was built to withstand, not for glory, not for brand, but for the ones who come behind, who need a place to rest and find that somewhere still a man can stand, not for praise, but cause he can. I don't shine, I don't expand. I stay the course, built to withstand. Two roads stood beneath the pine. One was smooth, the other blind. I looked around, no one to ask, just the echo of my past. I didn't choose to be defiant, just couldn't walk where all was silent. So I turned left when they went right and vanished slowly out of sight. The path I took was overgrown with twisted roots and mossed up stone, but every step I carved alone made the road feel like my own. It cost me time, it left me shook, but I won't trade the path I took. They sent postcards from the rays, bright lights, fast lanes, cleaner grays, while I followed stars no one could see, with muddy boots and scraped up knees. But what I found beyond the trees was not applause but quiet peace, a fire I lit with flint and soul, a place no map could ever show. The path I took gave more than fame. It gave me scars that know my name. It gave me thoughts I had to earn, and bridges built that didn't burn. It gave me truth the world mistook for madness, pride. The path I took. They say the other road was wide, but I heard too many break inside. I may have wandered, but I stood on ground that held me like it should. The path I took ain't carved in gold, but it taught me what it means to hold your name, your word, your soul intact, even when no one walks you back. And when they ask, I won't rebuke, I'll smile and say, that's the path I took. Yeah, that's the path I took.
Campfire crackling in a windless night, boots off back and leaning to the firelight. The engine still warm, truck humming low. Stars above and nowhere else to go. Ain't no crowd, just me and the trees, thoughts that sting like honeybees. A man don't talk much, but his mind don't sleep. Out here's where the thinking runs deep. It's that ashtray philosophy, the kind you find in a worn down piece. And silence hits like a memory, and you learn the truth in the bits and beats. You don't need a stage or a preacher speak, just fire, dirt, and time to think about the things that broke and what they teach. That's my ashtray philosophy. Barstool sermons from an old friend's laugh told me pain don't mean the love won't last. Said you don't fix life, you learn the tools. And some of us were built to bend the rules. A broken heart still beats in time, and pride don't fill an empty night. You chase the world, then find out late. The best things come when you sit and wait. It's that ashtray philosophy, no spotlight, no apologies, just a little truth from old routines, like prayers whispered to gasoline. You don't need much, just space to breathe, a quiet mind and a patch of green to weigh what was and what should be. That's my ashtray philosophy. I've said less than I probably should, but I've stood tall where I knew I could. Regret and grace come hand in hand. You learn slow if you're a man. It's that ashtray philosophy, smoke walk in the dark, but my soul feels clean. The fire's low, but it's enough for me to trace the lines I used to flee. You don't need much, just truth, not speed. A fire, a chair, and a memories. That's where I find the better me, in my ashtray philosophy. Yeah, fire goes out, but the lessons stay, and I still think best at the end of the day. With your
She wears heels on the weekdays, lipstick red and downtown pace. I wear boots and busted blue jeans, drive these back roads out of place. But Friday night, around midnight, she leaves the lights and comes my way. We meet where the stars don't follow, and the world can't hear us say. Backseat confessions in an old Ford truck, talking like we're lovers but we don't call it love. Hands on hands in the rear view moonlight. It's wrong by day, but it feels so right. No one knows, and maybe that's a blessing. But hearts don't lie in backseat confessions. She tells me things she's never spoken, says I make her feel brand new, says her friends would never get it, but she's tired of the city view. I tell her I ain't got much money, but I'd give her everything. She laughs and says, you give me peace, that's more than diamond rings. Backseat confessions in an old Ford truck, talking like we're lovers but we don't call it love. Hands on hands in the rear view moonlight. It's wrong by day, but it feels so right. No one knows, and maybe that's a blessing. But hearts don't lie in backseat confessions. She goes home before the sunrise, and I don't ask her to stay. But when she looks back one last time, I swear she almost says my name. Backseat confessions in a borrowed night, where nothing's official but it all feels right. Two worlds crashing where no one's guessing, but we both know we're more than confessing. Heels and boots, secrets and lessons, it all unfolds in backseat confessions. I built this fence with my two bare hands, dug each post in the red clay land, strung rusted wire from heart to soul, not to keep out but to hold control. It wasn't meant to cage or bind, just mark the edge of what was mine. A quiet place where love could grow, but some folks see a line and go. This fence wasn't for you, it wasn't a wall, it was something true. I left the gate wide open too, but you walked right out like it meant nothing to you. Now I'm standing where we used to be, with splinters in my palms and space in me. This fence was built to hold the truth, but it sure as hell wasn't for you. You like the way I live, the worn out boots, the time I give. But when the wind picked up and skies turned gray, You left before the rain could stay. You saw the quiet as some kind of test. Didn't see the love beneath my chest. And now the porch light's burning low, still watching the gate you let swing closed. This fence wasn't for you, it wasn't a trap, it was something new. A simple line with a hopeful view. But you saw borders and I saw home with you. Now it's creaking in the winter breeze, just like the ache you left in me. This fence was meant to hold the truth, but it damn sure wasn't built for you. Maybe someday some will stay, see the fence and not run away. No, it's just there to keep things still, not to stop the love I'm ready to build. This fence wasn't for you, but I won't take it down, I'll see it through. Someday she'll walk right on through and see the heart I tried to show to you. There's beauty in the lines we draw, even if they leave us wrong. This fence holds